Hi, have you ever noticed how some days seem to stretch on forever while other days vanish in what feels like minutes? Time, this invisible force that shapes our existence, might be the most profound concept we will ever encounter. In the movie Lucy, in a key scene, Scarlett Johansson's characters make an observation. Time is the only true unit of measure. It gives proof to our existence. Without time, we don't exist. When I first heard this line, it stayed with me for days. Today, we are going to explore the fascinating dimensions of time, not as clock ticks or calendar pages, but as the very fabric of our existence. Because if you really think about it, time isn't just passing by, time is life itself. Hi, I'm Sankar, corporate leader by day, contemplative observer by nature. For the longest time, I've been fascinated by how we grow, what makes us tick, and what connects us. Through this channel, I endeavor to bring to life my lifelong journey of reflection. I bring perspectives shaped by my diverse experiences, decades of introspection, and decades of consuming books, podcasts, and courses on self development. I hope these videos offer thoughts to see your own path a little differently, or an opportunity for you to pause and reflect, or just connect you with ideas that matter. Today, we are going to cover the fascinating concept of time. Time is the most democratic force in the universe. No matter who you are, a billionaire, a student, a farmer, or a scientist, we all get allocated the same amount of time. 24 hours per day, no more, no less. There is something profoundly equalizing about this. So then the question becomes not how much time you have, but what you choose to do with it. In this video, we'll explore 4 transformative perspectives on time which will radically change how you experience life. First, the elasticity of time. How our perception of time's passage seems to change based on our mental state. Second, opportunity cost. The hidden dimension of every time-related decision we take. Third, taking the long view. How thinking in terms of decades as opposed to days will transform our decisions. And finally, the paradoxical importance of living in the present moment. Understanding these concepts won't just help you manage your time better, it will fundamentally alter your relationship with time itself. Let's go. The elasticity of time. Have you ever been so absorbed in an activity that hours pass by like minutes? Or stuck in an awkward conversation where minutes seem to drag on for hours? This subjective experience reveals one of time's most fascinating qualities, its elasticity. I jokingly like to say, if you want to slow down time, do a plank. Psychologists call this phenomena time perception, and it explains why time seems to disappear entirely when we are in a state of flow. Flow is that magical state where you are completely immersed in what you're doing. This actually alters our perception of time. As Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who pioneered flow research, observed, the part of the brain that tracks the passage of time decreases in activity during flow. We literally lose track of time. So how do we actually enter this flow state? In his book Flow, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi lays down several conditions that make flow possible. Number 1, choose activities that challenge you just beyond your current skill. Number 2, establish clear goals and feedback. Number 3, eliminate distractions that interrupt your concentration. And number 4, choose activities that you find intrinsically rewarding. When I'm trying to get into flow, I block out at least 90 minutes, turn off all notifications, and set an achievable target or goal for that session. The results are remarkable, not just in terms of productivity, but also in terms of how satisfying it feels. There is wisdom in realizing that time isn't rigid, but it expands or contracts based on our mental state, our focus, and our sense of purpose. Our perception of time is inextricably linked to how we feel about what we are doing. I remember working on a presentation that was due the next day. As the hours ticked by, I entered into a flow state where my creativity peaked. And in what is supposed to be an exhausting period, I was actually energized. Time seemed to expand to accommodate what I needed to accomplish. That's the paradox of time. When we are fully present, we actually step outside its constraint. Next, let's talk about opportunity cost, the hidden dimension of time. When I first learned about opportunity cost in an economics class, it was a classic light bulb moment for me. When applied to time, it basically means this. Whenever you say yes to an activity, you are saying no to several other activities. This concept, opportunity cost, might be the most undervalued aspect of how we value our time. Think about it this way. When you spend an hour scrolling social media, that's an hour you didn't spend developing a skill, you didn't spend connecting with loved ones, or you didn't spend reading a book. The true cost then isn't just the hour spent, but everything else that the hour could have been. In the corporate world, I've seen teams pursue projects that are of low priority for months with minimal potential while ignoring high potential opportunities. The opportunity cost there isn't just wasted time. It was the market advantage that they lost to their competitors who better managed their priorities. On a personal level, consider parents who work hard to materially provide for their children but miss critical years of emotional connection. The opportunity cost here isn't measured in dollars, but in the irreplaceable memories and emotional foundation. The ancient Stoics had a practice of regularly reflecting on the finite nature of time. Marcus Aurelius advised treating each day as a life in itself, not as a morbid exercise, but as a clarifying tool for making wise decisions about time. How we use our time is truly a reflection of our values, our priorities, and our choices. When we recognize this connection, we gain powerful insight in what truly matters to us, not just what we say matters, but what our time allocation reveals about our actual priorities. I was trying to explain this concept to my then 8-year-old daughter. I sat her down one day and I told her, listen, today, and I mentioned that exact date, is never going to come again, ever. So if you waste it, it is gone forever. She thought about it contemplatively for a few seconds and said, but you will get tomorrow again to waste, right? Kids have an amazing way of cutting through our adult philosophizing, don't they? But accidentally, she did make a profound point. Each day indeed is a fresh opportunity. The trick is to value each one. Now let's talk about the third transformative perspective, which is the long view, thinking in decades as opposed to days. We live in a world that pushes us towards instant gratification and short-term thinking. But the most meaningful achievements and relationships require an entirely different time frame. In his best-selling book, Atomic Habits, James Clear writes, every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to be. This perspective transforms how we think about where we spend our time, the daily choices and their cumulative impact. The long view of time changes everything. Rather than optimizing for immediate results, we begin to play longer games with better rewards. As I like to say, all good things in life take time. Consider how Warren Buffett built Berkshire Hathaway. While many investors chased quarterly returns, Warren Buffett famously said that his favorite holding period was forever. This long-term perspective allowed him to buy companies and hold them through market volatility, and so they compounded over decades rather than just quarters. It is no coincidence that this approach ended up creating one of the world's most successful companies. On a personal level, for example, health works the same way. The daily choice to exercise might not yield results the same day or the next day, but the compound effect over years makes a dramatic improvement in the quality of your life. Finally, the paradox of living in the present moment. While taking the long view helps us make better strategic decisions, there is an equally powerful complementary view, and that is living in the present moment. If you think about it, living in the present isn't about abandoning the future. Rather, it means bringing your full attention to the present moment, the only moment where action is possible. When you're fully present, you make better decisions, you connect deeper with people, and you experience life in a more rich manner. The present moment is the only time where life actually happens, not in the memories of our past, nor our anticipation of the future. When we train ourselves to live in the present through meditation, through focused attention, through gratitude, we reclaim the only time that truly exists. As author Emily Dickinson put it beautifully when she said, "Forever is composed of nows." It's a reminder that eternity is made up of present moments we are experiencing. Have you ever noticed how people who have achieved mastery in any field, be it music, literature, art, or science, tend to oscillate between these two perspectives? They plan with the long view in mind and execute with complete presence. They seem to intuitively understand what Ralph Waldo Emerson advised when he said, "Adopt the pace of nature. Its secret is patience." In conclusion, time is the ultimate gift. When we recognize time for what it truly is, which is life itself, we approach each day differently. We become more intentional, more grateful, and more discerning about how we choose to spend our time. We explored 4 powerful perspectives on time today. First, the elasticity of time, how the perception of passage of time changes based on our mental state. When we pursue flow state through meaningful work and focused concentration, time transforms from something that we fight against into a medium for deep satisfaction. Second, we looked at opportunity cost, understanding that every yes means several no's. This awareness makes us more intentional about our choices, recognizing that when we say yes to an activity, we are saying no to everything else. Third, we looked at taking the long view, thinking beyond immediate gratification and investing time in activities for the future makes for a life of meaning and purpose. And lastly, we looked at the paradox of living in the present moment, how being fully engaged in the present not only enhances our long-term outcomes but also enriches our daily experiences. As the philosopher Seneca said in his essay on the shortness of life, it is not that we have a short time to live, but it is that we waste a lot of it. That insight is as relevant today as it was 2000 years ago. So I leave you with this question. If time is life itself, are you using it in a way that honors its value? Are you making choices that reflect what matters most to you? Thank you for spending some of your valuable time with me today. If you found value in these ideas, please share the video with someone you think might benefit from hearing this. And if you would like a handy reference, I've created a comprehensive infographic summarizing everything that we have covered today. You can download it as a PDF file by clicking the link included in the description below. Until next time, make every moment count. Bye-bye.